Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to yet again talk about the phase skip of BMWL. I did show this in a previous video, but on this one I tried myself to purposefully replicate it and it seems to be working. So the trick is, you need to be in the Darkest Night form. This thing, you need to be in this, and with BMWL tagged in by the time phase 1 Brainiac dies. Keep in mind I've only tested out this in tier 8, not sure if it works in lower tiers, but it should. So you're about to kill phase 1, you can use anything to kill phase 1, and when you're about to do that, you tag this dude in and you make sure that his Darkest Night form is active. You can preemptively gather some crisis energy just to have it at the ready when that happens. And when that happens, if this dude is tagged in and in his Darkest Night form, then it's going to skip phase 2 and get you all the way into phase 3. Now it's not gonna one-shot phase 2. It's simply going to transition into phase 3, but there will be still the health pool of phase 2 that you can damage. So the big upside of this, it's going to be that you're going to get to fight phase 2 with phase 3 gameplay, which is going to be to an extent far more easy and far more reliable to manage. And this was not done perfectly by any means, and I would usually use the team a different team. So for this fight that you'll see, I used Gamefly and Sakuman and Raven, because I did not have my Brainiac available. And this works. This works too. You're gonna struggle a bit with power generation. But something that might be more effective is to use, instead of Gamefly and Sakuman as a damage dealer, you can use directly Raven as a damage dealer and Brainiac as a support character. That's also a possibility. And you use them to one-shot phase 1. And then when phase 1 is about to die from the dot damage of the Beta Club, in this scenario, you just tag BMWL and it's gonna skip phases. And if pulled off correctly, it might give you some pretty decent advantage, and you might be able to deal some serious damage, much more than I did. But yeah, let's get into my fights.
This is the future.
Okay, so getting into this one, again, I did some mistakes here. I wasn't even sure if I will be able to do the phase skip. And considering all the mistakes I did, it was still a crazy high amount of damage. Okay, so BMWL here, I have sort of salvation on him, because I thought that we might use him to give us a little bit of an edge in terms of power generation, because that's when we are going to struggle. And the main strategy is to use Gamefly and Sakuman Raven to one-shot this dude. And during this fight, like, the game is not having a good time when BMWL is in there. I had some almost fight-breaking bugs that happened to me. King in there, another special 2. Raven back in there. Another special 1. BMWL back in there to generate some more power. King in there, special 2. Going to tag Raven back in to reset the darkness. Also gonna do some basics to also steal some power. Again, power generation is gonna be by far our biggest struggle here. Jump attack, we already hit that 3 mil mark. Yeah, that was a huge lag spike over there. That was a huge lag spike, and the audio is also going crazy in those situations. Like, look at this! Look at this! I have Sword of Sin on Raven. Could have used Sword of Salvation, but Sword of Sin is simply going to be the safer option. Gonna attack BMWL here, because we need to start building up. It's, let's say, price energy. And I messed up there. I should have tagged in Raven far sooner. And this is why I'm not gonna deal a great amount of damage, because we missed a lot of time here. We could have interface 3 with King plus Raven with 1 minute and 10 seconds or something like that left, but we messed that one up. Maybe there's a more efficient strategy to build up crisis energy at the start and just be slightly off the amount of crisis energy that you're going to require in order to kill him off. I think that will be more optimal. You can do that at the start of the fights. At this point I was like, yeah, we're not gonna deal crazy amounts of damage, but my main goal is going to actually be to see if we can actually glitch the transition. And there we go. So we have BMWL in final form while we change to phase 2, and it's gonna be phase 3. Now phase 3 is gonna seem like it's not registering the damage, but it's not because we're technically not yet in phase 3. And also because you're in your Darkest Night form, if you didn't use basic attacks previously, you're going to deal a crazy amount of percentage damage with Badminton Laughs also. So yeah, King dies here. But we already did a crazy amount of damage with Badminton Laughs just by getting in phase 3. So we are dealing damage here, but the reason why the phase 3 health is not moving is because we're currently damaging phase 2 even though we're fighting phase 3. So there's already a health pool that you cannot see that we're dealing damage out of. Not a special tree with King, some percentage damage. And that's gonna be it. Again, this could have gone far, far better. But yeah, most of the damage we did after we exited phase 1 was with the Badminton Laughs percentage damage. And yeah, that was actually quite decent. And there we go, 169 mil. Again, that's not a crazy amount of damage, but yet again, this was more for the purpose of explaining. So over here it's gonna be another interesting fight and another bug in the same video, because currently there's a bug that makes Deathstroke think that Brainiac has one big health pool. That being phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. So he's going to actually deal percentage damage regarding Brainiac as having a huge health pool of 400 mil damage or something, other than having the 100 and something mil health pool that each phase has. And that's not gonna be visible at the start because the damage is still gonna be kept at 3 mil, so we're going to need to do a lot of special trades, and I was not prepared for this. I was like, ah, it's okay, we're just gonna drop a Silver Bench in there. We're going to be done with Deathstroke special 2s. And after that, we're going to get Silver Bench in there and deal some damage. But I'll soon enough find out that that's not gonna be the case for this one. And again, as you'll see by the end of this, because we will get a little bit of an unusual gameplay, a little bit of a spoiler here, but we will get unusual gameplay at the end of this fight, sadly. So because of this, I highly do not advise you use Deathstroke at this point against any of the Brainiac faces. You can still get unusual gameplay with him, sadly, against the sub-bosses, but that tends to happen more rarely. And this time it was all good, because like only I got the unusual gameplay, but we had like a situation in jumps where a person used Deathstroke here, and he did not get unusual gameplay. He had the same situation that I have here, and his damage actually got registered, but instead of giving him unusual gameplay, his whole league got unusual gameplay when they hit that specific phase, but he didn't get it. So just keep Deathstroke for now out of phases. But as you can see right now, this is more than 36 total health, and we're going to deal current health. 36, yeah. So we're already almost breaching the point of half of Brainiac's health gone. We're going to get to that. At this point I was like, oh boy, is that there gonna be a crazy amount of damage, or it's gonna be no damage because we're getting unusual gameplay? And again, I could have gone far further, because if I played this slightly better, I should have put some John Cena Green Lantern there instead of Silver Banshee, but I was expecting to actually need to get Silver Banshee in there to deal some damage. But no, this man is gonna deal damage all the way towards the end of the fight. By the way, we have Entropy on him, that's why he's having a harder time dying. He changed classes there. Our special 2 still deals damage, and this is gonna result in an unusual gameplay, sadly. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and all that being said, I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.